Welcome to the Grown Ass Man Show.
We fucking up the whole program. We fucking up the whole program.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Grown Ass Man Show.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, we're about to do our very first actual tasting product review, liquor review on the show. Are you excited, Josh?
Dude, I just went from 6 to midnight. I am harder than a diamond in an ice storm right now. This is gonna be great.
That's what she said. So check it out. You see this nice little display I set up here. We're going to be reviewing Hibiki, which is a Japanese whiskey that's owned by Suntory. Now, so Suntory bought Jim Beam about 2 years ago. So just so you know, it's now Beam Suntory is this huge conglomerate. But these guys have been making whiskey for about 80 years, and they mimic Scotch whiskey. It's a fallacy to call it Japanese Scotch. There's no such thing. It's whiskey. It's Japanese whiskey. It may seem like the only thing could be Scotch. It has to be produced, made, distilled, blah 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 in Scotland. It's not American Scotch. There's no Japanese Scotch or Russian Scotch. It's whiskey.
There's certain single malts from places, but they're not Scotch because they're not made in a certain
this
way.
in particular, this Hibiki Harmony happens to be a single malt whiskey that very much so has a Scotch
That's actually
influence.
blended, I believe.
It has a Scotch influence. All Scotch is actually blended, believe it or not.
Yeah, with some of their own malts of the same.
So, anyways, what we have done here, I've tried to do here, is we got some tasting notes here and some scents that we're looking out for when we drink it. One of them being roses, one of them being rosemary, and one of them being sandalwood. I took this piece of wood and I tried to break it over my knee, and
It didn't work like it works in the movies.
Yeah,
it was very lame, and it was pretty funny.
My knee's fucked up now.
Yeah, but in your defense, that's like an eighth of an inch thick. So I mean, that's
So, without much more ado, gentlemen, may I?
absolutely, sir.
Yes.
This is Nick's birthday present.
Woo woo. Yeah, I just turned 103 years old.
He moisturizes.
I know you're right. You know what?
Yeah, he moisturizes, but he's still 103 years old because
being
he calls every video game system a Nintendo, regardless of it.
It's an Atari.
The Atari 5200 was great.
great.
I got my first smooch because of the Atari 5200.
Get the fuck out of here! All right.
Playing real football. I was like, oh yeah.
So guys, check it out. The way I like to taste different types of liquor, and I was taught this by a good friend of mine named Bobby G. And there's three steps to it. Okay, the first is you nose it, you nose it up before you taste it at all. You don't want to get all in it. You don't want to burn out your sense. You just kind of breathe it out.
You can smell some of the sweetness in there.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Can you guys? I'm gonna bring these botanicals back here. I mean, can you?
Some of them are in the taste. Some of the botanicals that we're talking about are in the taste, and some of them are actually in the nose. The rose is going to be more in the nose of it.
I think
This particular one. Rosemary is going to be more.
I can smell. I can feel rosemary.
I think I can feel the rosemary.
Rosemary a little bit more. I think the rose kind
You
of
said
dominates
sweetness.
that.
It does mention that's a honey-like sweetness, and I'm gonna give it that, sir.
And then the light. It's different. There's a lighter woodiness that you can smell in there, as opposed to like something that's aged in American oak.
100%.
You know.
There's a lot of age over there.
Well, not just that, but oak all over the world is vastly different. American oaks have larger pores, so you get more of that flavor from the wood and color.
The next step is to take a nice thing, a nice little thing. Don't swallow. Chew it up. Chew it up in your mouth, right? And then open your mouth, swallow it, and go, and breathe in through your mouth.
This is something that would taste good with a good cigar.
Now I got a lot of wood there. I got a lot of wood there.
I did.
I know you get
On the finish. No, on the finish you got that. I didn't get that on the finish. On the finish I got more of the oaky.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
It's stronger,
Sandalwood.
and it's still finishing right now because it's coated and gotten all over the taste buds there. And then as you breathe in through your through your nose and your mouth, it washes over that.
Yeah.
So different, and it is a little bit lighter than say
So that's
an American whiskey.
Should we chew that up? We breathe through the mouth open. Now, chew it up. Chew it up. Right? Chew it up, swallow, keep your mouth closed, breathe through your nose.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
The next
Brings
round.
the taste back to the front of your mouth.
Yeah, I'm getting
in the
more of
front.
the sweet honeyness to it. But there's so much more that goes into tasting stuff than just slamming it down. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
this
absolutely,
is a fine whiskey. So the complexity of it. I mean, these take a lot of time to make and to craft. And there's someone that is working for them that actually goes and smells it, tastes it, blends it so that this bottle is going to taste the same as a bottle that you go buy
That's the next bottle.
in
That's the
Georgia,
next bottle.
you know,
That's the next bottle.
or in New Zealand. It doesn't matter. They want it all to taste the same.
And you know what's wild? This Hibiki, this Suntory, these guys are winning awards all over the world right now in the whiskey different competitions. They were blowing Scots out of the water. They were blowing American bourbons out of the water. It really is a great product. The Japanese, they're killing it right now. They're killing it right now. Now, I'm not saying someone else will come out with something better tomorrow. We'll see. These guys have been around for this has been hot for about 3 or 4 years. It was funny. I had a customer in there last night. Hey, do you have any, again, this was do you have any Japanese scotches? And I never correct people. I go and grab this, and I grab the Suntory, the Yamazaki that I have. And then I keep calling them whiskeys because it's really people should be calling them Japanese scotches because they're not scotch.
Whiskey without the E.
Yeah, exactly. Whiskey's like the umbrella. You have
you
whiskey.
get an E in the whiskey when you win a world war. That's where it comes from.
You have whiskey, and then you have bourbon, you have Scots, you have everything underneath that. You know, Tennessee.
Under that umbrella, yeah.
Under that umbrella. It's really whiskey's actually literally a generic term that they use it to cover all those things. And this is Japanese whiskey, and you know, 100 years from now, it's going to be just as as a common thing to say as
Right,
Scotch.
and the unique way in which every place produces it, what they have at their disposal, how they age it, is going to really differentiate a lot of things. Like we were talking about the different types of wood that you age it in, how they age it. You know, Scotch uses used barrels, whereas they don't want to get that strong
I always
flavor
have this
characteristics.
conversation, and no one will give me a straight answer on that, and I hope someone corrects me here. So Scotch is aged in used American bourbon barrels.
Yes.
Correct. Scotch has been around a lot longer than American bourbon. What did they age it in before Americans started making bourbon?
Colonial bourbon barrels. That's what they did.
Exactly.
They do that now. They do that now.
Haven't given me a straight answer on that one. Because back in the day, everything used to come in a barrel. It was like crates. Everything came in a barrel. Fish guts came in a barrel. Nails came in a barrel. Everything came in a barrel. So the Scots will probably do aging in whatever the hell they can get their hands on. To tell you the truth, that's why Scots age in American bourbon. It gets cheaper. Scots are fucking cheap, and they just like to use used things and just.
Well, that
Turns out it came out pretty good, but they happen to use.
Well, that and they want a softer flavor profile. I mean, you want to get kicked in the teeth by a flavor profile. Drink an American bourbon that's been aged. Yeah, I mean,
But there's that.
I mean, you can look at just by the color. Just by the
chopping
color.
them down. There's not a lot of force in Scotland right now to be chopping them down to make bourbon.
No.
So they'll buy them off America.
Plus, you can't use. You're not going to use Scottish peat to basically use in your brewing in your distillation process when you're prepping your malt and everything. It doesn't work like that. You can't use it in Japan or wherever.
Any final thoughts?
You know what? This is a very, very. It's nice. It's not the smoothest one I've ever had, but I tell you what, it's got a distinct flavor to it. I couldn't drink this this couldn't be my go-to, but as far as like going and having like for a celebration or something with some real good, like with a Dunhill cigar, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. How about that for a celebration? To the Grown Ass Man Show.
To the Grown Ass Man Show. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
To drinking like gentlemen. Remember, Piggy's
Piggy's out.
Piggy's out.
Peggy's out.